had Jesus Christ up there, all that white Jesus and all that, skillfully turning you into black Caucasians.
They used the Bible as a shield to block them from any criticism for the horrors they were conducting.
The majority of our people today are like Caucasians. I said black people today are no different than white people. We've adopted their ways of thinking. We've adopted their ideas. We've adopted their religions. And we did this because we were taught that we should want to fit in. We should want to make people feel relaxed. We should want people to not feel that we are a threat because we are different. You see a lot of these Negroes, they got the mentality of the beast. They don't have any minds of their own. Everything that the beast says, everything that the white man says, the Arabs, the East Indians, they just follow it. They just like dark shaded versions of the white man. Anything they do. Who created this mindset where the black man and the black woman are nothing but human toilets for white philosophy, white style, white beliefs, white religion, white all this garbage? Everything that we're taking in comes from the beast. He controls culture. He controls religion. He controls philosophy. He controls the idea that you have in your head where these are all separate land masses, aka continents. All that comes from him. But see, the black man don't want to admit that.
Uncle Tom House Negroes were incredibly hated among the other slaves because basically they sold out their own race for the white man. Well, I have bad news for you, black Christians. Basically, every one of you are Uncle Tom House Negroes. It's true. I'm sorry. You may not like it, but the truth is the truth. And I'm going to tell you a story. A true story. A little over 400 years ago, the first slave ship came to America with African slaves on it. And it was called the Good Ship Jesus. Go look it up. It's true. This is history, man. The Good Ship Jesus was the first to bring African slaves over here, but it was not the last. Many, many, many other ships followed. And those of your ancestors who were lucky enough to actually make it over here, well, they were tortured and raped and murdered. Some of them tortured and murdered in front of the others just to make an example about what happens to you if you fight back. Their families were torn apart, never to see each other again, and then they were put to some of the most back-breaking labor day after day the mind could possibly imagine until their bodies gave out. And believe it or not, there were actually a few people back then that said, hey, this is a bad idea. We should not enslave our fellow human beings. But the slave masters said, we have a right to do this. We have a religious right because the Bible tells us it's okay. And then they opened this book of ancient fairy tales and they read from it proof that their religion gave them every right to hold slaves. Leviticus 25:44 through 46. However, you may purchase male and female slaves from among the foreigners who live among you. You may also purchase the children of such resident foreigners, including those who have been born in your land. You may treat them as your property, passing them on to your children as a permanent inheritance. You may treat your slaves like this, but the people of Israel, your relatives, you must never treat this way. But how about what it says about your daughters? If a man sells his daughter as a slave, she will not be freed at the end of 6 years as the men are. If she does not please the man who bought her, he may allow her to be bought back again. That's Exodus 21:7 through 11. Go look it up, people. The Bible is very clear. Slavery is fine. And before you guys even start telling me that that was the Old Testament and it no longer counts because the New Testament changed everything, how about some New Testament for you? Slaves, obey your earthly masters with deep respect and fear. Serve them as sincerely as you would serve Christ. Ephesians 6:5. And how about 1 Timothy 6:1 and 2? Christians who are slaves should give their masters full respect so that the name of God and his teachings will not be shamed. Go look it up. Even the New Testament's very clear. Not a single place in this Bible anywhere does it condemn slavery. In fact, it condones it over and over and over again.
That's why you got black women, like I said, with natural hair now, running with the beast, mixing their seed, talking to you, acting whiter than white people, walking around with an attitude. As soon as you say something about race, the nigger woman got her mouth. These type of nigger women got their mouths turned up. They don't want you to mention anything about race because they don't want they want that to just go away, because they done chose to be with the beast and that whole artificial mind frame, and they don't want you saying anything about race. So our people, and you don't even have to say anything about race. It could be something as much as our people coming together. They don't have to mention the beast, and they'll have a problem with that. But meanwhile, they don't have a problem with the supremacy of the beast in the society. They don't have no problem with that. They'll go to work. They'll be discriminated against, talked down to any kind of way. They don't have anything to say about that. The minute you stand up for yourself and speak against that or about our people coming together, they got a problem with that. Y'all picked up their submental, lower, degenerate ideas, and y'all ran with them, and y'all live with them like a virus today. The majority of your black race. You got the nigga woman putting damn blonde weaves and wigs and perms all over her head because she ashamed of her hair. Then on the other side of the coin, you got these black women who wear their hair natural, where they don't want to comb their goddamn hair. And they using terminologies like nappy, which they got from the white man, because that was a way of him saying that your hair looked crazy and wild and weird, and y'all niggas took that and ran with it. Now you got the black woman. You see the so-called pseudo-educated black woman walking around with her hair looking, aka nappy, unkept, all wild. You understand? And she's with the beast and his people and whatnot. And she's their black friend. She's their Brillo pad-headed friend. You understand? She's trying to talk like them. She's trying to act like them. She's trying to be like them. You niggas are like, the white man is like the damn ventriloquist, and you niggas are like the wooden black dummy. You've been sitting on his goddamn lap for 400 years, with his hand up your back, pulling your mouth. Got you niggas in the pulpit, had Jesus Christ up there, all that white Jesus and all that. Like I said, skillfully turning you into black Caucasians.
Not even Jesus himself ever said a single bad word about slavery. In fact, this is what he said. The servant will be severely punished, for though he knew his duty, he refused to do it. But people who are not aware that they're doing wrong will only be punished lightly. So even according to Jesus, even if you didn't know you were doing wrong, if you're a servant or a slave, you can still be punished. That's the words of Jesus himself. Not a single word from Jesus ever denounces slavery, even in the slightest. And this is exactly the excuse that the slave traders and the slave masters used for the brutality of their slaves. They used the Bible as a shield to block them from any criticism for the horrors they were conducting. And then black American Christians, they came to your ancestors with this bullshit. And they beat them and they tortured this into their brain. They gave them no choice to believe it. And you can imagine at first, they must have thought it was total bullshit. The African slaves must have been like, so you're telling me a snake talked and then God impregnated a virgin with himself so he could sacrifice himself to himself to forgive us of the shit that he condemned us to begin with? And the slave masters were like, whoosh, whoosh. They're like, all right, dude, whatever, dude. Talking snakes, virgin verse, whatever, dude. Just fucking calm down with the whip a little bit, dude. It's all good, boss. And you can imagine it was beaten into their head, generation after generation after generation. They were tortured, terrorized, lived in fear constantly, until eventually they had no choice but to believe it. And then once they believe it, they started spreading it to their children, generation after generation after generation, until we come to you, modern day black American Christians, and you're still teaching this shit to your other black fellow human beings. And I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but that makes you an Uncle Tom house Negro. How could it not? You're spreading the exact filth that was used to keep your people enslaved to begin with. The excuse that was used to enslave you. And it's still used to enslave you to this very day.
Followed the rappers, you put white Jesus right back on your neck again, and you niggas had no problem with that. Creating black Caucasians. Creating people who are no longer in tune with themselves. People who are trying to act like and be like the opposite of who they are, or the beast. Creating your black Caucasians. You understand? You hate who you are naturally. That you live in this existence with woolly hair that's growing up, natural hair. That's a hell to you. That's hell to you. You hate who you are. This existence of who you are, your natural self, that's hell to you. You don't like your nappy head because the white man said you got nappy ass head. You understand? He said your hair is funny. It ain't right. It don't look like his, so of course it ain't right. You catch this in this roster thing. Where in the roster thing, anybody could be a damn roster. You catch like black Caucasians. Because you accept the Asian, you accept everybody. It's all love, one love, right? That means y'all black Caucasians, y'all all together. Because you saying that you hate your hair. You don't like your hair. You don't like how your hair comes out of your head. You think that that's wrong. No, you're wrong. That's right. You're the only thing that's wrong. Your mind is wrong. Because you up here, your true God is the beast. And he said your hair was wrong, so you know what you said? Yeah, my hair is wrong. I need to, I don't like how my hair is growing out of my head. I don't want to wear my hair natural. I don't like how it look. Who made you not like how it looked? See, that wasn't your thought that there was anything wrong with it. Wasn't anything wrong with it till he told you it was something wrong with it. So now in your head, there's something wrong with it. So that proves that you think with his mind. You don't think with your own mind. You think it's ugly. Your natural hair is ugly. You understand? I got more respect for them because at least they gonna ride with their own natural image. They're not gonna try to be like you. They'll wear their own hair. They'll be themselves. That's why they succeed in the world. They'll be their real selves. Not you black people. You trying to be them, and they just trying to be themselves. You understand? You want to run with niggas with dreads. When a lot of these niggas with dreads, all they want is that long flowing hair like the white man. They just want a black version of it. Real talk. Real talk. You niggas want your hair to flow down your shoulders like the damn white man. That's why y'all do that dread thing. You want long flowing hair so you niggas could shake your hair in the wind. Our hair ain't supposed to do that, FYI. You understand that? But that's what you niggas want. You understand? That's what y'all want. Y'all want to be like these people. Y'all want to be like these people. The dreads, they love the white man.